Welcome back, guys. Sean here with BlueRidgeSilverhound. Hope everyone's doing well. So I wanted to personally address a few of the issues that people have had trying to sell their coins here recently. Um, because you guys know me, I've promoted eBay as being one of the trusted e-commerce platforms for selling coins in a way that you're able to get everything that you have out in front of a much larger audience, which in turn gives you more opportunity to sell your coins. And I even still stand by it today. Although there have been some growing pains, some disastrous results that some of my viewers have personally experienced as a result of using the platform, and I wanted to personally address a few of them. The first one, I guess, is especially coming from the newer audience of folks that have never used this platform before for selling coins. The misunderstanding that you could just go in and upload and list as many coins as you want. Was of course one of those things. And someone had said, well, you said I could go ahead and list, 200 coins right off the rip. I'm like, no, I did not say that. Because you're limited to the amount of listings that you can put up. It's I believe it's more by overall dollar value than it is the amount of listings that you can fabricate, for your sales page. That's always been a constant, especially starting out. But if you're able to get what I call a fast start out of it, eBay will reward you with more listings and a higher dollar amount that you could put on there. And seeing as how we are kind of knee deep in the holidays, everybody is looking to sell something. And there are folks that are kind of tripping over the process, not really understanding, what has to be done in order to get a listing up. And then the second part to that issue is that people who are listing up their coins, they're claiming that they're not selling anything. Like Sean, you've pushed and promoted these sales off of the Pocket Change Market Report, and you say they sell for these, and you got to watch out for that. But yet I put my coin up, and it's not selling at all. And then, I hear that all the time. And then when I go to gain more information, I'm like, okay, well, what are you doing? Let's go ahead and take a look at this. Because I am able and willing to look at anybody's eBay store. And I'll let you know if the photos are wrong, you're not taking very good photos. If you're not integrating free shipping on every single listing. Now keep in mind, there's a strategy to that. And I'll talk a little bit about that. It's not like you're giving away free shipping, but you're putting that amount of money onto the actual cost of the item. So that way, you're not taking a hit or a beating off of that. There's little psychological tricks that you could employ on your listings to be more successful. But these folks, man, I tell you, you go onto a listing. Let's see, what do we do here? These are all listings for coins that show up on the first page of US coins. And you have to understand, people will read the first line of the listing. And it has to be 100% crystal clear what you are selling. When it comes to folks actually looking up and down the listings, and there's tens of thousands of coin listings on any given day, people don't have time to try and decipher what you're trying to sell. One of the biggest things, like, I always type in error because I want to see what error coins exist out there. All right, look at this, 83,000 search results for error, and there's a significant margin of these listings that make absolutely no friggin' sense. And it's always the ones that people are asking ridiculous amounts of money for. Let's see if we can find an example here. You can kind of tell which ones those are, too. There are coins that obviously are worth their weight in gold. Like this right here. The 2 euros unique Austria mint error coin. I mean, if you're asking $99,000 for the thing, obviously you would have much better, better quality photography. And you would also explain to the T what type of mint error it is. All right. And not something that looks like it's been dipped in acid. And I come across, viewers' questions and inquiries, and I double check it. I'm like, what are you doing? This is not how you execute a functioning, successful sales site, by making people guess what you have. You have to go and do the homework. If you're going to require big bucks by selling on this platform, you need to give back big bucks quality of information to the listeners. And I think that's, for whatever unknown reason, it's just people have a hard time grasping to that concept, to the point where they go rogue and they go do their own thing, and they do stupid shit like shill bid their own items, which, in case you don't know what shill bidding is, you list an item up for sale, and then you have your main account that's selling the item, and you have either a dummy account, which is which you can do. You can open up a second account and a third account, or you can have your buddy who also has an eBay account, artificially raise the price of the coin. That's what shill bidding is. It's a bad practice in this, and it has scared a few people that have wanted to sell coins on the internet. It shouldn't have to detract you at all. I've had tons of successful sales, and a very, very microscopic percentage of those completed sales have where they gone off the rails, and I had to, for instance, give someone a refund or a partial refund because of some stupid mistake, either on my behalf or they're trying to game the system and get a little freebie out of the deal, which it can happen. But again, you guys have to realize the instances where things like that does occur is a very, very small percentage. And the reason why I'm taking this opportunity to talk about some of the growing pains that I have personally seen from some of these listings is, yes, we are in the holiday spirit right now. Everybody's looking to make some extra money. What do I tell you? Sell your stuff on eBay. All those star notes that you've been accumulating for the last 5 years, sell it in bulk on eBay. All of these things, you can make money right now. And if you need money now, before Thanksgiving hits, if you need money now before Christmas time hits, and you need to go out, buy a tree, you need to get food on the table, and you need to buy the kiddos gifts, sell on eBay, but do it right. Take no shortcuts. And you guys got to realize, everybody is in a shopping mood right now. They're either shopping on Amazon, they're shopping on any sort of website that's supported by Shopify, they're shopping on eBay. You're seeing a vastly increased traffic flow going through all of the e-commerce sites during this time of year. So you better step up your game. Another part of stepping up your game is offering, much like this person right here, free shipping on every listing. All right. So if you were going to sell something, for example, for $20, obviously you want to kind of segregate the actual cost of the item and shipping as two separate entities. You know, it makes sense, right? Especially on buy it now listings. That's where you tap add to cart, you go ahead and check out, and you're an owner. You're not part of the actual auction process, you know, that a lot of other folks like to use, and kind of like the foundation in which eBay was built upon from 20 plus years ago. You should look at it from a sense that if you did free shipping, psychologically to a lot of consumers, they see that as an extra added benefit with doing business with you. Right? I could buy this and they pay free shipping. But you as a seller have a way of kind of circumventing that whole situation to where you're not coughing up $4. And we're going to talk a little bit about shipping rates, because in case you guys have been living under a rock, they have shot up after October 1st. All right. It's expensive. It's getting more expensive. It's ridiculous. It's like, come on, USPS. How about you give me a little bit more here if I'm going to be paying more, because their service is still subpar. But when you add in the shipping into the cost, integrated into the cost of the item, if you would normally charge $20 for an item and you know it costs $4.05 to ship out that item in a padded envelope, first class with tracking, how about you just add in the $4.05 on top of the $20? Sell for $24.05, or round it up to $24.99, so that way you also get a little extra added kicker in there. But always integrate the free shipping method when you're going to selling on eBay, especially when you're doing buy it now listings. Now, as a counterpoint, if you're doing the traditional auction format, you're doing the 3-day, 5-day, 7, 10-day auction listings where people actually go up and bid on it, you always want to do shipping as its own separate item. So go ahead and charge shipping, show it as being like $4.50, $4.80, or whatever that rate is. If you wanted to charge more because it's in a bigger box, you'll go ahead and actually do the homework, go on to the UPS shipping rate calculator or the USPS rate calculator and get a to the T dollar figure of how much it'll cost to ship out that item. All right. People want about as close to accurate as they possibly can. But also keep in mind, the buy it now listings, which has become very popular, people don't want to go through the whole song and dance of actually bidding up stuff. You know, sometimes it's just, you know, way too much for them. They'll just go ahead and add in free shipping, put that amount onto the actual cost of the item, and then you'll still realize that. And another thing to point out, because eBay will still collect their fees. Sorry, that's my dog, by the way. They'll still collect their fees off of the shipping, whether or not you actually attach it to the price of the item, or you actually made it its own line item on the listing under shipping. So keep that in mind. They will still collect their fees regardless. Okay, like 10 years ago, it didn't used to be that way. That's why people were able to charge $200 for shipping on a little itty bitty tiny item, is that they're trying to guarantee the value of the item by absorbing it into the shipping, and they're still, you know, sending you like a $4 shipment. So, and then they pocket the rest of the money. And that's how that works. So, yeah, shipping fees have certainly gone up. As you guys know, as of March 1st, the eBay fees did go up 0.03%. I actually have my iPad here. 0.3% as well, which again, these things should not scare you. If you have just a few items to sell, I would probably look elsewhere, like a Facebook coin group, to a buy, sell, trade group, rather, to sell your coins and keep it off the grid of eBay. Because if you spend over, or if you sell over $600 in goods in a calendar year, you will get a tax form from eBay, and you will have to file that as part of your regular tax filing, you know, after January. So keep that in mind. There are people who are very sensitive to it. Me as a businessman, I look beyond that because it's not a roadblock for me to do business. It's just the cost of doing business. And you have to realize that. We all have to pay the tax man. We all have to pay our fees to eBay, respectively. And, that 12%, I'm okay with it, because I have millions of people as far as an audience goes, that kind of bandwidth of people and eyes looking at my coins. Yeah, I'll take it any day of the week, and that's why I've been so incredibly successful. And I need you guys to see the much bigger picture rather than to focus on all the little things that you think would nickel and dime the bejesus out of you, because it won't. Trust me. But if you limit your mindset to where you're constantly nitpicking at, like, oh, it's an extra 30 cents to ship it out, or it costs $1.85 to list it and sell it, and it's like, then maybe it's not for you, because the formula doesn't change whether you sell on eBay or you sell on Amazon or you do a Shopify. There's all sorts of fees that are involved. There's a monthly fee to sell on Amazon. There's all sorts of other fees on the back end as well. If you have to go and hire an accountant, a CPA, I mean, that's a whole other fee by itself. But the CPA you could write off every year. That's the cool part. But certainly just bear down. I know some will say, well, the market isn't quite that good. I mean, I beg to differ. If you're asking way too much, it's really not going to be good for you. You guys need to go in and do your research, look at sold, completed sales, and then roll from there. And then, as a result, you're going to get the results you deserve. And you need to put that out there as, being intentional about it. We're all in kind of the same boat, right? So some of us do this for a living. Some of us do it just to supplement our income by a few $100 extra a month. But I have the utmost faith in you guys. If you have questions, comments, go and post them below. We are going to be live tonight on our live coin Q&A live stream coming up here very shortly, in about 2 hours, a little less than that. So 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern. Come on down, say hello. You guys have coin questions, you could always email us as well. info@livecoinqa.com. That's going to go ahead and conclude it for this one. I'm your host, Sean, with BlueRidgeSilverhound. Sorry, I'm losing my voice all of a sudden. But yeah, it doesn't always have to be a disaster when you go and sell on eBay. It could be the best tool that you could ever use, or it could be a bridge to something else far greater. You can even develop your own website, much like a few of the other people that I know of that do the same thing. So that's going to go ahead and wrap it up. You guys take care. Get out of here. Best of luck in your hunts and in your sales. And I shall see you guys here real soon. Have a great day. So long.